Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to share with you some paper crafting ideas with my new collection, Dainty Dreams, and it is available at Craftstash. You'll find links to everything that you see in my video in the description area below. And make sure that you subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more paper crafting ideas using Dainty Dreams and others. And of course, your thumbs up and nice comments are certainly appreciated. Enjoy the video. Okay, so in front of me I have some paper crafting ideas using my collection Dainty Dreams, now available at Craftstash. It is part of the Craftstash & Co. Paper crafting collections, and I am so very happy and blessed to be a part of this. Now, for the hearts, I made these absolutely gorgeous hearts using my paper collection, Dainty Dreams, and the dies from the Intricate Embellishment die sets. So here we have the larger bow, and also we have the heart. And to make the base heart, what I used was watercolor paper. And I used a paper from my collection to do the intricate die cut. And I used some glitter paper to make the bow. Okay, so what I have here is another pretty heart. And what I've used for the top was paper from my paper collection. And at the bottom, I used some gold mirror gold cardstock from Craftstash, and when I glue them, what I do is I off-center it a little bit so that way you get that shadow effect, which in turn gives you that dimensional look. And I love to add dimensions to my crafts. I think it just makes them so pretty. And this is just the heart by itself, along with the I used the shape along with the intricate die to make this one. And here is another heart that I made using my paper collection, and we can always glue these together like this, just like offset it a little bit. See how pretty that comes out. That is so beautiful. Now I do have hearts that I have die cut using the smaller heart piece from the Intricate Embellishments die set, just the heart shape, you know, using scraps from my paper collection. That way nothing goes to waste. You know, just use your scraps, do several die cuts of basic shapes like hearts and butterflies and bows. So that way you can always have something in your stash when you are making a card for somebody, or doing your mini album or your 12 by 12 layouts, right? Now here is another die cut using this very same die set. I mean, you get 18 dies in this one pack. Talk about a lot of bang for your buck. Okay, so once again, this one I use the larger butterfly, which is this one right here. I have both the basic cut, which again I used watercolor paper for that, and then for the intricate die cut I used the base plus the intricate die, and I used my paper collection. And over here I used some gold glitter cardstock to make this very shishy, very fifi bow, and I glued it right to the center of my butterfly along with a flat back pearl. I just love that look. I do have right here the intricate die cut and the basic die cut from, this is just using plain cardstock, and this is using my paper collection, and this is using the small heart die. And just to like give you an idea of the dimensions, see, this is the larger heart and this is the smaller heart. So we have a lot of dies, cute dies and stamps to work with. what I've done here is I've die cut this using the base piece along with the intricate die. And what I did was I went ahead and put it in my paper trimmer and trimmed it about 1/4 of an inch off of the edge, and I did the same exact thing here. And then I put them like nose to nose. I want to say nose to nose, okay? And I just glued it right onto my paper, and this is for my paper collection, and it made such a beautiful design. And right at the center, I used the bold words die set, the one that says missing you, and I went ahead and I just pop dotted with a foam dot to give it a little bit of dimension. I love that look. And what I've done over here was I used the smaller die from the Intricate Embellishments die set to die cut both the base butterfly and the intricate butterfly. And I love using this type of like gold glitter gold cardstock because I just love everything that sparkles, you know. And so what I did was I used a flower from my stash, and I just used it as a centerpiece right on that butterfly. And I thought that this card came out so cute. It stands up like so. And oh my gosh, I just love the way this came out. And of course I use some flat back gold pearls, and I just glued them sporadically on different points of this beautiful design. This die can be used several different ways. I went ahead and I trimmed a piece of watercolor paper. And you may be asking yourself, why do I use watercolor paper? Quite a lot of times I just love the thickness of it. But another thing that I was taught by one of a very good crafty friend of mine is that, and here's a tip, when die cutting intricate designs, they will last a lot longer in your projects. They'll last a lot longer when you use watercolor paper, because watercolor paper has this consistency, this thickness, and it's not flimsy. The die cuts don't come out flimsy at all, and it's such a great way to make your projects last. So whenever you can, go ahead and get you some watercolor paper. I do believe it is available at Craftstash, and use it. Go ahead and play around with it, and you will be pleasantly surprised. Believe me, you will be. Okay, so what I've done here is I trimmed a piece according to my A2 size card size, and then I show you what I did. Let's say this is my trimmed piece, right? So what I did was I took this, and of course I used some washi tape. I always like to secure it with washi tape so that it doesn't move around in my machine, right? And what I did was I went ahead and I secured it like so. Let me do it like this. Like so, okay? And like so. And then you secure it on your cardstock like this, okay? And then you're gonna run it through your machine. And that is how I got this piece right along here. So what I did here was I measured this leftover spot, and all I did was add a piece for my paper collection. I think that purple and green go very well together. And so I went ahead, if you could see here, I trimmed a piece of my cardstock and I glued it right on top, okay? And then this right here, what I used was foam, alrighty? Foam to add some dimension to it, because I just love that dimensional card look. And so I added the large bow to this, and I made I used a flower from my stash to make it as the centerpiece over here, and I think it came out so cute. Of course, if you want to take it a step further, you can always add one of these here, right? But I didn't want to cover the design Or instead of adding the bow, you can always add your sentiment right along there, and your card won't be as dimensional as you see here. Another card that I made using the very same set of dies, these 3 that you see here. See, there are so many possibilities. Again, I use the Miracle Gold cardstock that's available at Craftstash, and I die cut this beautiful piece right here, and I went ahead and I trimmed it about a quarter. I think that a quarter of an inch is a good measurement when you want to leave a little bit of space on this. That way it gives you enough room to add your foam and your tape, you know. And so what I did here was, once again, I trimmed paper for my paper collection. I just love this purple and the laces and everything. And I added some dimension with foam, and I put this piece down, okay? And then what I did was I made a small heart using this die set right here, and this is the small heart. And I used watercolor paper as the backdrop to it, and the glitter gold paper over here. And notice over here, the bow that I centered on my heart, all I did was use the top piece of the smaller bow. This time I didn't do the larger piece because I wanted to really show off that heart, you know. And so I have that there, again, using my paper collection, a flower for my stash. And over here, just a sentiment from this die set that says, "Hey bestie." And so now I'm going to go ahead and do a card making tutorial. That way you will see yet another idea on how you can use your dies from Craftstash & Co. Dainty Dreams collection.